Sad news just breaking out of southwest Nigeria and in Lagos precisely. It's just so sad. The just learning about Ayo Adebanjo's death is just giving me chills. Really, I mean, this is a man that I have followed a whole lot. I followed his analysis, on different TV stations, and he's always speaking truth to power. I mean, at that age, what are you scared of? These are the kinds of things that we expect other prominent people who are of his age to be doing. I mean, he speaks truth to power. He has called for the release of Nnamdi Kanu severally. Those were even one of his um, calls by the government. There's absolutely no reason why you should be holding Nnamdi Kanu in custody. I mean, even the Nigerian court has actually even asked that he be released. So whatever reason is not tenable. Whatever reason that the government is giving for still holding him, or the Nigerian court is still holding against him, is not tenable. Really, it's sad, really sad how these things have turned out. Um, the prominent leader of Afenifere, the pan-Yoruba socio-cultural organization, Ayo Adebanjo, has died at age 96. He passed away peacefully on the morning of Friday, the 14th of this is Valentine's Day, at his residence in Lekki, Phase 1. The family confirmed his passing in a statement made available today. He died peacefully this morning, February 14. The statement reads, at his Lekki, Lagos, Nigeria home at the age of 96, Adebanjo, a distinguished lawyer, former organizing secretary of the Action Group, and the national leader of the Yoruba socio-cultural group Afenifere, is survived by his 94-year-old wife, Chief Christy Ayo Adebanjo, along with children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. We will forever cherish his commitment to fighting for truth, equity, and justice. His belief and struggle for a truly independent and progressive Nigeria was total, and he fought for until his last breath. The family also disclosed that consultations are ongoing with Adebanja's families, associates, and various interest groups across Nigeria and beyond to finalize plans for a befitting funeral. Details of the funeral arrangements will be announced in due course. The condolence register has also been opened at his residence at 8 Ayo Adebanjo Close, Lekki Phase 1, Lagos, as well as his country home in Isanya, Obo, near Ijebu-Ode, Ogun State. The statements were signed on behalf of the family by Mrs. Ayotunde Ate, near Ayo Adebanjo, Mrs. Adeola Aziz, near Ayo Adebanjo, and Mr. Obafemi Ayo Adebanjo. It's so sad, really. I followed him. I followed him for a while, and when it comes to um, analyzing Nigeria's issues, whether it's politics, whether it is ethnicity, whether it's elections, whether it is culture, tradition. I mean, is not one you want to take um, on seriously. I mean, he has served this nation in several capacities. He has also advocated for freedom. Everybody's got the right to, in one way or another, ask for freedom, or if you like, self-determination in different forms. So these are the kinds of people that you would lose, and then you feel a pinch of some sort that you have probably lost a voice in speaking truth to power. Because at that age, Scott's great grandchildren, he's probably have nothing any much, to lose in terms of holding government critical. If there's anything that we learn from him, it will be the ability to be able to speak truth to power, say it as it is, hit the nail on the head. Under Buhari, I was scared at some point because they were always giving him audience. I think on Arise channel, and then he usually says his mind. He bears it all. I was scared for him that maybe the government doesn't turn against him or maybe arrest him. That would have been chaotic if they had tried it. But something I actually wanted to say is that something we can learn from him is the ability not to compromise or decapitulation in different forums. So these are the kinds of people that you would lose, and then you feel a pinch of some sort that you have probably lost a voice in speaking truth to power. Because at that age, Scott's great grandchildren, he's probably have nothing any much, to lose in terms of holding government critical. If there's anything that we learned from him, it will be the ability to be able to speak truth to power, say it as it is, hit the nail on the head. Under Buhari, I was scared at some point because they were always giving him audience, I think on Arise channel. And then he usually says his mind, he bears it all. I was scared for him that maybe the government doesn't turn against him or maybe arrest him. That would have been chaotic if they had tried it. But something I actually wanted to say is that something we can learn from him is the ability not to compromise or decapitulate when you are speaking truth to power. When you are sure you know what you're saying and you stick true to it, you are an activist, actively getting involved in things of governance and government, and much more than that, but be genuine about it. Because these days we've seen people who emerge as political actors, those who provide for us alternatives to what we already have. And then when they are given the opportunity, they turn out to become, worse than the people they criticize. And then when you try to criticize them, they become even worse than the people that they criticize. So it is beyond just criticism. It's beyond just holding government to account. When you criticize and hold government to account and provide, an alternative, how much of that alternative can be satisfactory with the people of the country that decide to go through to these alternatives. If there's nothing anybody would talk about or would easily point towards, would be the APC. The APC provided an alternative in 2014 for Nigerians. And most of the Nigerian people thought that the APC would have been a better option given what PDP had done in the last few years that they were in power. Many persons said, you know what, let's just try another political party to hopefully feel the pulse of the new party, and again the fact that they are new, they needed to do certain things right in order to get Nigeria going. But alas, I mean, this is how many years now? This is more than 10 years since APC was formed, and different cadres in different fora. They win the election, so called, in different places in the country. Not many people have said that they are better than PDP. I mean, a crop of persons have said clearly that it's much more of the same than what we used to have. In fact, some persons have said, return back PDP, return back the country where you left it in 2015, so that we can retrace our steps. But the deed has been done, and here we are. Many persons regret that move. Some others say, you know what, the issues that cropped up after the elections were won in 2015 were different from what PDP faced in the boom days, of the cancellation of the Nigerian debt, and the fact that we were left with earning and then using it to grow our wealth and also grow our people. But we missed that opportunity, and here we are, more than 10 years after an alternative took over. It's looking like nothing really happens, or nothing is really going on. So he's one that has advocated for robust conversations as it comes to politics, giving gap and strength to opposition parties and making sure that opposition parties thrive, unlike what we're seeing today with many persons accusing the ruling party of APC of stifling the opposition through paying them monies, even though evidences have not been put out. But again, persons have stated that they have it on good authorities that opposition parties are paid to weaken their structures so that it will be easy for the APC to win that election in 2027. If there's anything anyone basically would learn from him, is basically that speaking truth to power, holding the government accountable at all levels, and ensuring that whatever you're doing it genuinely, not that you're doing it because you want to grab power and then do nothing with it. But then we salute his courage. It's come to an end. Whatever starts must have an end, and whatever begins will surely come to an end. He's lived a good life, and I hope we'll learn a thing or two from his life. Thank you, sir, for all of the interesting comments you've made about politics, the interesting comments you've also made about talking about Nnamdi Kanu, asking that he be released, and all of the other things that you have done, serving in different capacities and serving humanity as well. Thank you so much. God bless your soul.